This is update number 17 on my N-scale railroad. As you can see here, I've added some additional striping on the road going out of town. I figured that since that was the main highway out of town, it should have some additional striping. I also redid some of the striping on the highway where it goes through town. You probably can't see the difference, but I can see the difference. You will also notice that I added some protection there for the highway where it crosses the railroad. And then over here, since this is not a major crossing, I just added some yellow warning signs, and I also added some yellow warning signs down there since that's not a major crossing either. Those plastic yellow signs are kind of spindly, so I'm pretty sure that they'll break off and I'll end up replacing the poles with piano wire, but for right now they seem to be working okay. In addition, I added a small section of track right here, and that allowed me to change the radius and broaden this curve just a little bit, so I'm hoping that's enough to allow me to run a few more locomotives without causing derailments. Other than that, I did add a propane tank there at Cooter Jenkins Machine Shop, and let's see if you can see it here. I added some window shades in the apartment house and a for sale sign in the window down below. I'm not sure what kind of a store's going in there, so I don't know what's for sale. I'll have to make a decision on that in the future. I didn't get the windows on the side of the apartment building done because I ran out of glue. I have 5 different kinds of glue, but I didn't have the kind I needed, so I'll have to work on that next week. Other than that, I did shorten the middle track here. I didn't need the length, and I added a bumper, and that allowed me to add a propane tank there as well. And I'll have some space to add maybe some kind of a junk pile in addition. Plus, I added some concrete dust, dirtied up the cement storage plant to make it look a little more used. And I also did paint some of my concrete pads, so I'll be installing them sometime next week. Also, you can see down here I added some crossing guards there as well. And I don't know if you noticed that the locomotive paused just a bit. I still do have some track issues, so I'll have to work on them next week. This train is an example of what's commonly known as "It's My Railroad." Some modelers are very precise, and they'll pick a particular day or a month or a year, and they will only run equipment from that time. They might, for example, pick the month of May in 1950 and only run models, locomotives, and cars that would be found on their railroad in May of 1950. Others of us kind of have more fun with it, and if we feel like running a caboose with a locomotive that was not manufactured or sold until after 2000, we'll go ahead and do that. I try to be somewhat prototypical, but I am more towards the "It's My Railroad," and I kind of do what I can to have fun with it. And you'll notice on this locomotive as it comes around, it's got a headlight on the bottom and a Mars light on the top, which is kind of a unique feature. That's a demonstrator locomotive which the companies produced and showed to the railroad in the hopes that they would buy some more of that particular model. My big project for next week will probably be working on the track and see if I can figure out some of these issues that I still have and see if I can resolve some of them.